Get it.
Hello everyone, my name is Araceli Tagliaventi. I am the new president of the Columbus Bar Association Board of Governors. Thank you for joining us here today and watching our video. Today, I have a phenomenal guest, one of our practice group chairs. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Kevin Rao, and I am very pleased to be back with the Solo and Small Firm Committee.
Thanks for being here. We
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
it. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what our practice groups, formerly known as committees, are. We have several different practice groups at the CBA, and our practice groups are really the lifeblood of the Columbus Bar Association membership. They provide a means for lawyers to interact either on a topic, whether it be bankruptcy, trust and estates, solo. We also have a substantive law committee, such as our professional ethics committee and our admissions committee. And these practice groups and professional development groups really interact with attorneys on various different levels. So can you talk to me a little bit about your practice group, Solos?
Yeah, it was, so a while ago, I had left full-time practice to work in the business world, and when I came back, I decided that the best place I could be would be at the Columbus Bar Association because I had such great friendships there before. And I thought that's a way to get involved again in the legal community, and I was right. I was lucky. And I got involved right away with the Solo and Small Firm group, and it was great. I found myself as a co-chair early on, as everybody took a step back maybe. I don't know how it worked, but...
They thought you were great.
No, that must have, I'd like to think that was it. But it worked out so well that we put together great programming. We put together a social part of it, which again, for me, getting back into it was perfect. And I think that's the thing that, and then of course the pandemic rolled around and people got used to Zoom and those things. And one of the things that I want to do now that I'm involved again in the group at a leadership position is we understand that Zoom is a great thing, for example. We don't want to lose that element, but we really would like people to come back and meet in person because I just think there's such an advantage to getting to know people and then using that for relationships going down the road.
That makes absolute sense. What are some substantive issues, if anything, that you kind of deal with in your practice group?
Well, one of the things is we kind of, because again, solos sometimes will be in more than one area, more of a general practice, although that has really gone down in numbers of attorneys that are kind of across the board, right? But still, they still do several things. So we try to introduce not only some substantive areas, but we also try to bring about what's the practice like? What are the mechanics of being a small firm or solo practitioner? Our first meeting this year, for example, I'm going to give the lecture, I Love Technology, and we're going to talk about AI and how that can be used by the smaller firms or even the person out there by themselves to make their practice easier. Because a lot of small firm solo people are afraid of it, right? Well, a lot of people are just afraid of it, period. But I think because they think it's too expensive or they think that they won't be as professional using it. And we're going to talk about ways, for example, that they can use that in their practice just to make their lives easier.
And ethically, right?
Always ethically. That's the first, we always say safety first, right? That in our world means ethically first. Yeah.
That's awesome. And what about your social events? Because I plan to come and I'd like to know.
Well, we'll look forward to that. But I know we want to, so that's really a major component of this is, and I remember doing it, we went and picked apples, we went to ball games. We found ways to get this group together. Because what my goal was then and will be again now, I want people to be able to pick up the phone and say, I've got a person that knows how to do that, mm-hmm. right? And I want to pick their brain about what's the best way to go about this or how to deal with a client like this or whatever it is. And you don't get that kind of comfort, at least I don't think so on Zoom. I think when you're talking face to face and you get to know people, you're not afraid to pick up the phone and get a little bit of help. Because the one thing about solo small firm is sometimes you feel very alone because you don't have a big support structure. And we can help you build that support structure in our practice group. And so that's what I'm after with social. And we'll try to make it fun too. We'll try to find some things, especially if we know you're coming. We'll find some things that will be a lot of fun. And they really were. And I've got friends from when I did come back and got involved that are still really good friends now. And I want other people to have that opportunity.
So can you tell me a little bit about what it's like the meetings are at your practice group? Are they open to young attorneys, attorneys who are just starting their practice, or is it more so for seasoned solo practitioners?
No, it's really for everyone. Those of us a little longer in the tooth, we enjoy it. We can tell little war stories and go through that. But really, it's way more important for young attorneys to be there. It's such an intimidating thing. And we all, I'm sure you felt it just like I did when you first started. You knew that the older attorneys, you were kind of intimidated to even ask a question. We tried to take that away because we all remember when we started. And we remember those people that really helped us, that mentored us to allow, the dumb question, because there are indeed dumb questions and you should be allowed to ask them.
Right.
So, no, for young attorneys, I think it's invaluable. And that's, again, why I think you can turn on your Zoom call and get a lot out of it. And I hope that people still do that when they can't make it. But we're going to encourage people, even if I have to bribe them with lunch or whatever we've got to do, we will do that because I want them to see how important it is, again, to make those contacts, to ask those questions, to be comfortable, because it's a tough profession when you feel alone. And we don't want that to be. We want everybody's mental health, their practice quality, the things that they do to be top flight, and I think this is one of the ways to do that.
That's phenomenal. One follow-up question.
Yeah.
Why do you love being a member of the CBA?
I love it because I've used it in so many different ways as a tool for myself to be a better attorney, to have friendships, to be able to mentor people, and when I was a young attorney, to get answers. I think what I like about it is that when I walk through the doors of this building, I feel like I'm a place where I belong.
That's great. And that is the CBA's mission, slogan, statement this year. The CBA is where
You belong?
it is. Please join us.